Hello and thank you for watching my video. Today we're doing a video looking at PvP builds in Guild Wars 2 right now, and I wanted to talk about a build that is being very popular at the moment, and that is the build of the Burn Guardian. Now this build came in when they did the changes to certain condition damage and the fact that certain conditions now stack. And recently the Burn Guardian has really come into a lot of its own gameplay, a lot of use in Guild Wars 2. And I wanted to play around with a little bit of a build. There are a number of different variations. There is a little bit of flexibility with this build. You can do different variations, different combos. So as we can see here, I've actually got Scepter Focus. You can run Scepter, you can go Scepter Focus, sorry, I was running Scepter Torch. You can go Scepter Focus, or you use Mace Focus, which is what I have here, Mace Torch. There's a number of different combos that you can go with. I'm playing around with this. It may not be the most ideal, so I appreciate some comments in the section below. But the whole point of this is to stack burning. So what we're going to go here, we have a golem, and I'm going to go in. What I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just show you and demonstrate what this build can actually do, and the amount of burns that it can do on a particular opponent, and get the conditions really, just only through burning actually, really eliminate your enemy. So we've got the golem here, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly attack, and going to go down and really try and cleave him down as much as possible, and he's dead. So there we go. That was it, just through burning. Very, very quickly. You can see here some of the combat log, what we actually have. We've got all this burning. You can see how much burning that we're actually getting 3,000, 3,000. You know, there are guardians out there that can do 5,000, 6,000 stack of tick of burning. Really, really impressive. So let's have a look. This is what is currently a lot of use at the moment. Let's talk about why it's so powerful. Burning, as we can see with some of the skills, we're going to go through this build. So first of all, let's show you my stats. So we've got Sigil Smoldering, so burning in duration is actually increased, and actually trigger a Flame Blast as well. We also have Sigil of Bursting, and again Sigil of Smoldering. I run Carrion Amulet to increase the power and condition damage, and I run Rune of Balthazar to increase the burning duration, and also plus 15% burning duration when you're struck below 20% health, you actually gain quickness. Again, another plus 20% burning duration when you use a heal skill. Nearby foes are burned for 3 seconds, again increasing this burning going on. So let's look at the traits. Why do we get a lot of burning? Well, we have virtues. Virtues now apply the following boons. You can see here with Virtue of Justice, we actually get the burning passive effect. We get 3 and 3/4 second burning. When we activate it, that's a 9-second burning stack, plus blindness, and we get retaliation and might. And it actually has a blast radius, so it's really, really impressive. Pressing F1 now. We get a few extra boons as well for those virtues. Consecration skills last longer. Well, this comes into effect with Purging Flames. We actually get another set of burning, and look again, 9.25 seconds for 3 stack of burning does a lot of damage. We actually cure our conditions on allies, but burn a load of foes as well. Gain retaliation when you activate a virtue. We get Virtue of Justice, which is this one here. Causes burning more frequently. When activating Virtue of Justice, the burn duration is increased by 1 second. So remember, it takes 3 strikes now to actually burn a foe. So what I'm going to do to demonstrate this, just quickly press the Scepter skill, and you'll see every 3 strikes it will trigger a burning, and you can see there burning. Look, this is just auto attack. I'm not even touching the mouse or the keyboard, and it's just with this burning. All it's doing is skill 1, and it's triggering the Virtue of Justice. That's it. So pretty impressive damage that we're getting there. Deal extra damage for each boon that you have on you. That's just obviously a generic one. And virtues recharge faster. Virtue of Justice's passive effect no longer only burns your target, but also burns the area around your target each time it activates. This would be when you actually press F1. So let's see the radius we actually have. We actually burned both of those too. Well, we blinded both of them. We didn't quite get the burn off, because if you see here, the radius is only 240. So it's a small radius. A bit disappointing on that, but again, if you're right next to your enemy, you burn them as well. We go into the Zeal straight line. Seal a mystic symbol into the target area when you're struck below 50% health. Again, the fact that you're in a symbol, it means you do more damage, which you come on to later. Increases damage against burning foes by that 7%. Obviously, you're going to be doing a lot of burning, so you'll get that as a flat 7%. Symbols apply vulnerability. Gain condition damage based on your power. Again, there's not really much else you really want to take other than these, like these here. You might want to go when wielding a scepter, gain might when your just passive effect triggers. However, I like the increased damage against burning foes. Symbols have an increased damage and a chance to burn enemies. Now, we look here what we actually have. The symbols that we get Symbol of Faith, and also with the chain skill, the Mace 3rd chain actually was a symbol as well. So we get 2 symbols that we can put down, and they are likely to burn your opponent. A damage increase of 10%, and you deal more damage to enemies standing in your symbols, 10%. Lots more damage. When activating Virtue of Justice, nearby foes are blinded. Gain Fury when you strike a foe that has burning stacks over 3. So we actually gain Fury, the chance to critical hit. And that's actually going to come in later as well, because gain Zealot's Flame. Now this is actually a torch skill. Zealot's Flame here, set yourself for like periodically burning up to 3 nearby foes. This automatically triggers. So if we are, this is really, really handy, because you don't actually have to really keep an eye on skill 4. Torch abilities recharge faster, so you get a 20% duration, recharge reduction, and they last longer. So the skill 4 we've got here with burning foes and also damaging foes with cleansing flame. Really, really good. Here we go. So Radiant Power. Attacks against burning foes have an increased chance to critically hit. So we get that increased chance to crit when they're burning. And it works very, very nicely with some of these other trait line. And burning damage is increased. Burn enemies whose attacks you successfully block. So that is where we come into the mace with the skill 3 and the skill 5 and our heal skill, all blocks. So while you're under attack and you're blocking, then you will actually gain, your foe will get burned. That's actually one of the reasons why you can run a Scepter Focus, because the Scepter Torch doesn't have any blocks on it. So you can run that combo. The reason why I don't, I prefer just to go in and go fully blocking on with these 2 skills here and get right into the middle of the action. And just keep that going. Regarding the heal skill, block attacks while you heal. It's a block duration for 2 seconds. We actually have Signet of Wrath, which grants you increased condition damage. Grant a Ring of Fire that burns foes and cures condition allies on allies. Again, we want skills that are going to burn. And we actually have Judge's Intervention, because that does a 5-second burn of 3 stacks. And remember, with that trait line that we actually get, if I go back in, where is it? I think it's this one here. Gain Fury when you strike a foe that has burning stacks over the threshold. So what we'll do, we'll teleport in and we'll get Fury straight away just by doing that teleport. So there we go. With look at that that golem melting. So let's have a look. Let's see what we can do. We're going to take on let's take on the chieftain. So what we're going to do, obviously my Judge's Intervention's recharging. So we're going to go in, we're going to try and put up our block, because he does have that throw skill. And then we're going to put the Symbol of Faith, and we'll try and get our our auto attack chain. And we'll seal in the symbol, we'll block, so we'll keep burning him, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we've got 8 seconds. We'll try and use all of our burning skills at once, so that we get a lot of burns on him. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but let's see how it goes. So 5, then we go in, we'll put seal down, and there we go. And we'll put our mace up, so there we go again. We'll heal, and we'll use our skill X, and then we'll pop our F1 skill, and there we go. We'll use our torch skill, and now he's dead. That was pretty quick. Not bad. Considering I've really just been playing around with this a little bit, that is the chieftain pretty much melted in a pretty quick time, under 15 seconds. Not bad. Obviously, I'm not the most perfect guardian right now. I'm still working on the exact build I want to get, how to do this. I might play around and put torch back and swap torch and focus around, but that's for you guys to play around. There is that flexibility in this build. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you some PvP action, and let's see how that progresses. Okay, so we're in some action here. We're in Battle of Kylo. And as you can see, I'm being attacked by a Condi Ranger with the short bow. So I'm suffering a lot of bleeds. I'm trying to go for my embalm. I've got my cleansing sort of Condi cleanse here. Unfortunately, he does interrupt it just as I go to use it, and then unfortunately I do get downed. However, he's really suffering from a lot of burns. Unfortunately, I did have a colleague here, as you'll see, and he's going to come and res me. But watch, my colleague goes off, and I go and continue with those burns. I mean, look at that, 4 stacks of burns, and boom, he's down. And that's him defeated. And I wanted to show you that because that was actually the beginning of a fight that I've got coming up. So yes, even though when you're getting down, you know, if you put those symbols down, for example the skill 2 on the mace, you will really likely to cause a lot of damage if they come in to stomp you. So even though if you do get downed, it's not the end of the world. Right, so we're in the situation here where it's me and my Mesmer colleague here, who's actually my guildie. And so we're doing alright here. So we're going to have a 2v2 battle. We've got a ranger again, this is the Condi ranger, and I believe that's the engineer. So you can see here, it's me and my Mesmer guildie. So I pop my heal skill, blocking them off, and he's been mowed, and both of them are downed. So there we go, that is a 2v2 from a Mesmer and a Burn Guardian against an engineer and a ranger, and we really just destroyed them pretty quickly, pretty easily. My Mesmer buddy here, he's on a very interesting build that's sort of built for survivability. Again, got a 1v2 here, so I'm coming in to support my teammate. He's doing okay, but in I come with putting down that burn field, and you can see some of the burn figures getting popped here. I mean, look at that, both of them get downed. That's it. That's from me coming in, and we're going to get that Condi cleanse. Oh, sorry, one of them is actually not downed. But there we go, we've neutralised the point, and he's suffering from like thousands of burns. He has been stealthed, but I know where he is. And so there he is, the ranger's down, and there is a thief about. So you can see here he's going to come in. Well, he's got the pet, that was a ranger's pet. And there we go, so we're getting these burn skills going down. The mace skill 2 is very, very useful for getting that field, and obviously you're going to do 10% more damage to an opponent in that field. So I'm doing invulnerable here. I'm going to pop my F1 skill, and we're going to try and burn him down, cleave him down. The other opponent's down as well, so we're going to get the stomp off there because we had plenty of time. Our colleague wasn't too low on health, and there we go. So in a 2v2 situation, the burns really do pay off. Okay, and the final thing I wanted to show you was the Lord kill, and I'll admit this isn't perfect. This is actually the very first time I run this particular build, and it was a bit of a stupid thing to do considering the situation we were in. We were over 100 points ahead. We thought we might as well finish it off, and we really shouldn't have done that. But anyway, I wanted to show you because of the burns that we actually have going, and generally we did really, really well, and we managed to get the kill off because even though both of us get killed in this situation, we did enough damage to the Lord that you can see he had 8-9 stacks of burns going on. So I'm hoping this is a nice, interesting way for you guys to have seen what the Burn Guardian does and some of the different counters that you might come up with. But you can see he's getting 3,000 damage for the burns, and that will be him it's slowly with those burns dies. There we go. Thanks very much for watching. Please feel free to leave any comments in the video below, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.